Podtacular, the unofficial Halo Universe podcast, presents episode 701, Halo Birthday Bonanza, recorded live on September 26th, 2019. Hello everyone, welcome to Podtacular, the unofficial Halo Universe podcast. I am your host, Duststorm.
And I am your co-host, Godzilla T.
We begin our first episode of the 800 episode series with this podcast. Off of the whole Halo Outpost summer of content and trying to get back into a battle rhythm of community discussions and guest hosts over the next couple of weeks. Going to be some good stuff. We're not totally out of the dark with Outpost, but we're going to definitely get back into a more regular routine, which I think everybody will be happy with.
Yeah. Get to talk about something I actually experienced, maybe.
Yes, indeed. So as we always start off with, we're going to go through a little bit of housekeeping. We have 2 weeks of Fraggin' Fridays to kind of go over and review. So, GT, how have we been looking for the past couple of weeks?
Oh, we've been doing good. Week before, we spent most of it in Super Fiesta.
Super Fiesta.
We did play some customs. The Whale Push game, I forget what it's called, but it's pretty popular for the intermissions. Gives anybody that's sitting there something to do while I go use the restroom and get a drink or whatever. But all in all, it's been going real well. We got to play some of the ODST playlist last week. That's actually kind of fun.
I'm looking forward to trying that out.
It actually gives you a reason to use the Gunfighter Magnum. Or not the Gunfighter, the suppressed one, the Tactical Magnum. Because that's the only time it actually makes sense. It actually works pretty good. 3 taps to the head. So if you can get 3 headshots, you're pretty good.
Good.
It plays a lot like SWAT, but it's a lot more forgiving. It's not just 1 shot to the head and you're done. So you can save it if you happen to miss around. So, but all in all, it's fun. I look forward to playing some more of it.
Cool. I'm hoping to get into it at least this weekend for a little bit, if nothing else.
I would be streaming it, but I got myself into a different project. So.
The never-ending projects. I have several of them.
I posted a question on Twitter and people responded, and I think they responded just to make myself just to make me miserable. I know who you are too.
What was the question?
If they would like to see a comparison between the vanilla Destiny Destiny leveling system versus the new light leveling system that releases on Monday, October 1st. I'll be putting something up on my YouTube. I haven't quite decided how I'm going to do that yet. I don't know if I'm just going to post the raw gameplay up, or if I'm going to do some type of edit with it. But I've got enough video projects, I might just post up the raw gameplay with some editing.
Okay.
Because I still have an Achieving Halo that I'm still trying to get done.
That's all good.
This is the mission from hell. I finally got good, clean recordings, and now it won't process the recording.
Oh. That's unfortunate.
I was hot. I had it all cut. You know, I had all cut, had all my transitions in, and I went to export it so I could do my voiceover, and it would not export. Because there's a frame rate conflict with one of the clips.
How's there a frame rate conflict? Aren't you recording it from the same device?
Well, no, I actually recorded them from two separate devices. Because I'm doing a co-op mission, and I was doing the co-op by myself. So I had one Xbox. I was playing on two Xboxes. So I had one computer recording one Xbox, and another computer recording the other Xbox. So it looks like I may get to record it again if I cannot figure out this conflict.
You should be able to re-render one of the videos.
That's just it. It won't render the video that has the problem. Even if I put just that video in there, it will not render it out.
What editing software are you using?
This time I'm using DaVinci.
I'm surprised DaVinci's having a problem. She's usually one of the better ones.
Yeah, that's why I was really surprised that it was having an issue. And apparently this is a bug with DaVinci.
Okay.
But it's usually when your export frame rate doesn't match the video's frame rate. But it matches the video's frame rate. So I don't know why I'm getting the error. Anyway, so the reason I switched over to DaVinci is because it has some tools that make this particular video a little easier to edit and make it look more professional without using cheesy effects.
Right.
Because, you know, there's several points in the mission where I need to give the viewer a couple of points of view. And the version of Adobe that I have just doesn't make it very easy to do that and make it look clean.
Gotcha.
So I decided I would load up DaVinci Resolve, and it doesn't want to do that. So
maybe you can have Adobe re-render out the video to...
That's probably what I'm going to have to do, but that's a weekend project, and unfortunately it won't be this weekend because I got parts for my truck. Which
is probably good timing with winter coming if it's not already cold for you.
No, it's not cold yet.
Okay.
It's not cold yet. We're still, well, today we were at average temperature. And next week we'll be above average temperature for at least the 3 days they've shown.
Okay.
We're not to the deadline yet, but I do need to get this finished. I should be able to get it this weekend, should be able to get it together enough to where if I have to drive it, I can. You know, I won't have a radio and...
That's all right.
You know, stuff like that. But, you know, if something breaks and I have to drive it, I'll be able to drive it. Because I do need to put some miles on it before I actually make it my daily to just work out any kinks and get the bugs fixed. You know, because it's a semi-custom build, so you know this isn't just like fixing a car back to factory. There were some modifications made that need to be tested before they're deemed reliable. But back to game nights, had a lot of fun. Looks like somebody had a little extracurricular activity last week after game night.
Yes, we did.
Would you like to explain this to the listeners?
Certainly. So, as people know, had plenty of panels and actually had the chance to do the Forge panel with a Forge group called iForge in Chicago. And Brewski, who's one of the guys over on the staff at iForge, invited us to come out to one of their playtest nights that they were having that just happened to coincide with our stream night last week. So we hopped over into their lobby and we played some maps that they were testing out for Big Team Battle. A couple of them were new and that we started off with, and then a couple of them were remakes of Halo 3 maps in BTB. And it was a lot of fun. We had a full lobby of 16 players for custom maps. And it's something where they're kind of reaching out, and we're trying to see if we can get a recurring partnership with combining Fragging Fridays with their custom lobbies to kind of get some cross promotion going. So it was a lot of fun. I think we played for about an hour after Fragging Friday ended.
Cool. Sounds like you had a lot of fun.
We did.
Unfortunately, I was asleep, and I enjoyed it very much.
I was going to say that's probably more fortunately than unfortunately for you.
Well, I like to test out new maps. Not very good at testing out new maps, but I like to test out new maps.
Well, next time we might just schedule the last 30, 45 minutes or an hour to do it with the iForge guys whenever they want to do it next time. So we're going to try to keep that going at some point. I'll know how often they're wanting to do the partnering up with Fragging Friday, but for those that are interested in doing testing of maps and modes and that kind of stuff, that's something that we're looking to get going. And last week was kind of a good first test run of that, and everyone seemed to really enjoy it.
Yeah, keep an eye on our Twitter.
Certainly.
And we'll let you know, provided we know ahead of time, what's going on.
Right. And if you guys want to check out their Twitter, they are at iForge with an underscore at the end. And you can find some videos on their YouTube of Forge spotlights, and I think they have a couple tutorial videos out there as well. So yeah, go over and check them out. As for my achievement streams for the past couple of weeks, I've been streaming again with Laird doing Halo Wars Definitive Edition. Did work this past week, and we managed to get, I believe, 6 achievements over the past couple of weeks. First one is Tour Coming Through, which is hot dropping 50 squads on your Covenant leader in a single game on Barrens. Drain Cleaner, which is killing 20 enemy squads with a continuous Covenant leader power. Ready for the sequel, which is 100% completion. Titan, which has got 20,000 points on any skirmish game. Penny Pincher, which is get a winning score with 10 or less squads against her heroic AI. And Never Leave a Man Behind, finished with 5,000 net resources attributed to your teammates on Memorial Basin. So got those 6 achievements this past Sunday. And then the Sunday before, because the Halo Wars servers were not working, we actually ended up playing Spartan Assault. And we got 3 co-op achievements over there. First one is Flooded, which is complete all co-op missions. Second one, Immune, finish a co-op mission without becoming infected. And the enemy of my friend, which is get a higher individual score than your partner on all co-op missions. So the plan from here on out is probably to finish up Halo Wars Definitive Edition and Halo Wars Original. And then we'll go back and check to see if there's any Halo Wars 2 achievements I need. And then from there, probably dive into the top-down shooters interspersed with me trying to get those frickin' Halo 3 FFA achievements. And that'll be a coordinated lobby, most likely, with folks from the community or other people that are of similar rank. And we might try to do it at particularly interesting times of the day. So just kind of low hours for Halo 3 FFA, possibly.
Noon on Wednesdays.
Well, I work at noon on Wednesday, so that was not going to work for me.
Okay, midnight on Wednesdays.
If other people want to do it, feel free. Pens, I do plan on doing at least one laser run. I think I at least want to do one laser run legit. I'm contemplating on maybe doing the other ones just with checkpoints that people have saved. Maybe. We'll see. Depends on how difficult it really is. I gotta watch some videos to see.
How difficult really? Okay, sure.
I mean, I know it's going to be difficult already. It is Lazo. Yeah, we'll see.
You may want to just shave your head first. That way you don't have a raw scalp from pulling your hair out.
I have to run that one by the wife first, see if she approves of that.
Because after you play Lazo, you probably will be bald anyway. At least in spots.
Yeah. I could. Yeah, we'll see. We're also going to move up our company accommodations into this segment as well at the beginning here. We did not quite get From Downtown done yet. I thought we would get it done a week ago, which it turns out we haven't yet. We have 9 left.
So close.
I only need 9 long distance kills before that one's done. Just 9. So if anyone is playing tomorrow, we'll most likely get it tomorrow during Fragment Friday. And then First Strike is the next closest one, and we are about 380 away from that. And the 2 furthest ones are really far away. So yeah, 9 more long distance kills. So go get them, guys.
Hey, last week I got a buckle up.
Buckle up.
So I contributed 1.
There you go. Very nice.
Or not a buckle up. Oh, what is it?
You're talking about
where you kill an enemy spurting out of a vehicle with a sniper. Isn't that a buckle up?
I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right.
I contributed 1.
There you go. I don't even know how many of those. That's not the very, very last one, right?
What do you like, 350 of them?
Okay.
350. Well, right at 400-ish.
There you go.
So that one's pretty close to being done.
Those are difficult to get, though.
Yeah.
But you're right, getting close. For matchmaking updates, we'll go ahead and dig on into Halo 5. We've got the next month of playlist rotations coming in. Last week, we had ODST Slayer rolling in for Action Sack. And we do have an article on the addition of ODST Slayer that we'll get to. This week, Halo 3 Classic Throwback is rotating in for Anniversary Throwback. And it is not alone. And we'll get to that in a minute.
Dust Favorite is coming.
Yes. Warzone Turbo is back for this weekend. I'll be playing that with plenty of XP boosts. At least I hope. Get your poll started now. For the October month, we have Infection receiving double XP for the entire month.
Wow.
Halloween. All the spooky ghouls.
You know, if I had some boosts, I might actually play it. But I don't know that I could stand it for that long.
I've got over 100 of the gray XP boosts for Arena, and then several jackpots and several Gambit kills and wins.
0.
Gosh, you used up quite a bit then. Dang. All right.
Yeah. I've used a lot of boosts.
Very nice.
I have Warzone boosts, but I don't play Warzone, so.
Except on Fragment Fridays when people want to.
Yeah. I mean, if they want to play Warzone, that's fine. I don't have a problem with it. Yeah, I'll play Warzone Assault, like, later on next month when Warzone Assault rolls back around. I'll jump in on it.
So, yep, Infection receives double XP for the entire month starting on October 1st. Okay, I'll pick it up. On October 1st, also, we have HCS doubles rotating in for doubles in ranked. October 3rd, we have community vote on Twitter rotating in for ODST Slayer.
I wonder what that is.
I'm guessing they're going to have a community vote at some point.
Well, I mean, what they're going to put in the vote.
Right, yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll find out this weekend or next weekend.
Hopefully.
Following that, we have Covenant Slayer rotating in for Shoddy Snipers on October 10th. On October 17th, we have Halo 2 BR Slayer rotating in for community vote and Warzone Assault going live for the weekend.
Woohoo!
Yes.
Know what I'll be doing.
Yep. That's when you use your XP boost in Warzone.
Mm-hmm.
If you get a quick game with a XP boost, you just careen through that XP.
Yep.
October 24th, Roaming King rotates in for Covenant Slayer. And on October 31st, on Halloween, Castle Wars rotates in for Halo 2 BR Slayer and Warzone Turbo. Goes live for the weekend. Guess I have to figure out if we're going to actually do the podcast on that night. We'll see. To be determined. In the Master Chief Collection, we've got 2 updates to go over. The update from a couple of weeks ago is a bit of updates from the Halo 2 ranked playlists, moving into some social side of things. So Halo 2 Anniversary Fast Slayer and Halo 2 Anniversary Team Hardcore playlists are both rotated out. The Forge maps that were introduced to Fast Slayer have now been added to the 4v4 social game modes. So in the social games, now we have, for Halo 2 Anniversary 4v4, they've added Erupt Slayer, and Multi-Flag CTF. They've added Muskrat Slayer, Multi-Flag CTF, and Neutral Bomb. They've added Oracle Slayer, Multi-Flag CTF, SWAT, and Fiesta. And they've added Stigma Slayer and Oddball. And then for this week, in celebration of Halo 3's 12th anniversary, yes, Halo 3 is 12 years old, they have brought back Halo 3 ranked team doubles to the competitive playlists.
One more year and it'll be an awkward teenager.
That's true. Team Slayer will be 75% of the weighting, with Objective and Team Snipers being the other 25%. Team Slayer will be played on Construct, Epilogue, Guardian, Isolation, Narrows, Boundless, Pit Stop, Foundry, Blackout, Cold Storage, Assembly, Tundra, Vessel, Citadel, and Heretic. Multi-Flag CTF will be played on Pit Stop, Assembly, Citadel, and Heretic. One Flag CTF will be played on Epilogue and Blackout. King of the Hill will be on Construct, Epilogue, Boundless, Pit Stop, Blackout, Ghost Town, Cold Storage, and Assembly. Oddball will be on Construct, Epilogue, Guardian, Boundless, Pit Stop, Blackout, Ghost Town, Cold Storage, Citadel, and Heretic. And Snipers will be on Construct, Guardian, Isolation, Pit Stop, Foundry, and Blackout.
You know, I never really liked Snipers on Blackout.
Blackout's a weird map in general.
I never liked Snipers on, well, even Lockout. I don't like it on Lockout either.
I personally don't either. It doesn't really feel like a map that's designed for it.
I mean, I know that they have a sniper on the map in regular 4v4, but I've never liked the sniper on those maps.
The angles are just weird.
Onward and downward.
Right. Oh. Yeah, pretty much. As we're reading through our notes. We have 4 Waypoint articles to go over this week. First one is the latest issue of Cannon Fodder titled Outpost Discoveries. And this is by Grimm. We have 2 books that are coming out. One came out this week, and that is Halo Oblivion.
And I'm hoping I get enough money in my paycheck tomorrow to buy it. But I got to buy parts first.
That seems kind of important.
But I really want to read it.
I'm sure we've got some income that you could utilize if you wanted to.
Oh, I'll get it. It's not that expensive.
This came out on September 24th, a couple of days ago. And for those who haven't really heard or don't know what Oblivion's about, here is the excerpt. 2526. It has been more than a year since humanity first encountered the hostile military alliance of alien races known as the Covenant, and several weeks after the United Nations Space Command's devastating counterattack of Operation Silent Storm was deemed an overwhelming success. The UNSC has put its faith in the hands of Spartans led by the legendary Master Chief John 117, enhanced super soldiers raised and trained from childhood via a clandestine Black Ops project to be living weapons. But the Covenant, enraged and fearful of their enemy's unexpected strategies and prowess, is not taking its recent defeat lightly and is now fully determined to eradicate humanity from existence, brutally overrunning the ill-fated planets of the outer colonies faster than retreats can be ordered. If the UNSC has any chance of stemming the tide of the war, the Master Chief and Blue Team must drop into an empty, hellish world in order to capture a disabled Covenant frigate filled with valuable technology. It has been all the makings of a trap, but the bait is far too tempting to ignore. And this tantalizing prize is being offered by a disgraced and vengeful Covenant fleet master whose sole opportunity for redemption lies in extinguishing humanity's only hope of survival.
And for those of you that would like a little bit more detail on the book without actually spoiling it, I would recommend you check out Halo Canon. He does have a spoiler-free review.
There you go.
Because I've already watched it, and it pretty much goes about like what their little excerpt is, but
very good. Yeah.
It sounds like it's going to be a really good book.
Well, Troy Denning has been one of the more popular artists, writers for the Halo franchise as of recent. So yeah, I think it's going to be a good one. I might as well mention it now, but we are actually going to do a poll for our next book because a couple of people did mention that they wanted Silent Storm to possibly be read. So we're going to put up a poll after the episode this weekend, and we're going to be either choosing Silent Storm or Broken Circle. So that's the poll that's going to be going out this week. There's also a little excerpt on the Meridian Divide, which is the follow-up to Battleborn. This book releases next week on October 1st, which is Tuesday. And we have a little excerpt of this one as well. It's been 3 months since the colony world of Meridian was invaded by the alien alliance known as the Covenant. Under the close watch of the military, Evie, Dorian, Shashka, and Victor have been put into an accelerated training program with ONI, the Office of Naval Intelligence. And to the teens' surprise, ONI has a mission for them. Return to their hometown on Meridian and monitor the Covenant's effort to retrieve an ancient Forerunner artifact of untold power. But what seems like a simple job quickly spirals out of their control. With the artifact at risk of falling into Covenant hands, the stakes are raised, and Oni tasks the teams and their team of militia fighters with extracting the artifact for study. After a series of missteps with command costs the militia more than half of their fighting forces, the teens take matters into their own hands. Their journey will take them far behind enemy lines into the heart of war zones on Meridian. So there you go. And fun little fact, one of the Spartans at Halo Outpost, Owen B096, is the Spartan on the cover of Meridian Divide.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. In this article, we also have a reposting of the canon-related panels that was at Outpost Chicago. So there is the Right Stuff panels that were at Chicago, parts 1 and 2 in Anaheim, and then there was a Cannon Fodder Live in Houston that was hosted by Grim Brother 1 and Frankie.
Cool. I'll have to look at those.
Yeah, me too. There's a lot of videos I have to watch of panels that I did not get to attend at Outpost. So at some point, I'll be just going through a massive playlist of Outpost videos. Got a lot of catching up to do.
Mm-hmm.
The next part in here is some specifics about Halo Outpost Discovery specifically. And I'm going to be reading a lot from this article from here on down because there's a lot of stuff in here that's easier just to read instead of regurgitate. We have information about Gabriella, some of the vehicles and creatures that we saw at Outpost during the Ring experience, and a couple of other things in here as well. So starting with the top, Gabriella's serial number is GBA 0983-6. Developed in the late years of the war as a means of safekeeping the UNSC's many rich traditions and extensive history, Gabriella is a highly advanced 5th-generation artificial intelligence. She was designed to direct all functions and activities of the mobile logistics facility known as Outpost Discovery, from the strategic management of each exhibit and operation in the facility to the progression, tracking, and progress for every new recruit. Gabriella also facilitates the skills analysis for all personnel and provides them with information and guidance which allows them to function at peak performance levels. Origins and neural template. While Gabriella's service record and age are classified by ONI, her visualization and personality are based on the neural scans of Admiral Gabriella Castaneda, whose record is available to the public. Does that name ring a bell to you? Doesn't to me. I didn't have a chance to look it up on Halopedia either.
I don't. It does, but it doesn't. Looks like on Halopedia they're just referring to Gabriella on the outpost.
Okay, maybe more for that at a later date.
Looks like Admiral Gabrielle Castanel was a renowned flag officer of the UNSC Navy, best known for her service during the insurrection in the late 25th century.
That is literally verbatim in the next paragraph.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep, everything in that article is probably from this.
Yep. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Got it.
Yeah, I was hoping they would mention something
additional.
Well, like some actions that we may have heard of that she may have directed.
Right, some operations or other events in the Halo universe. Yep. Castaneda was highly esteemed by those in her charge for her unwavering confidence in their abilities and potential, traits still echoed by the AI of Outpost Discovery. Gabriella herself is authoritative yet compassionate and still maintains the wry sense of humor that her human template was known for. Castaneda was a fearless leader in the UNSC Navy for many years, best known for her service during the insurrection in the late 25th century. The Admiral was not only one of the most profound voices advocating diplomacy before the conflict, but as an impressive tactician and wise leader, her efforts led to many lives being saved in what was otherwise a devastating conflict. Shortly after Castaneda's death, her brain was used to cast a neural template for the new artificial intelligence matrix that would eventually become Gabriella. Deployment and rescue. This is actually a pretty interesting section right here. Conceived during the later years of the Covenant War, Gabriella's creation represented humanity's attempt to rebuild, even if it might mean from the ground up. In many ways, Gabriella represented a contingency plan when all was said and done. This AI would become a time capsule of sorts, prepared to imbue the survivors with rekindled hope after an impossible victory, or to carry on a lost history, ensuring our species' legacy could still be learned by those who came after. The UNSC frigate Promise of Dawn was to be a vessel of safekeeping for Gabriella's nascent AI matrix, but shortly after the fall of Reach in 2552, she was thought lost forever when the Promise was deemed lost with all hands. However, a year later, the UNSC learned that the ship had crash-landed on a planet called Sefun 3, its surviving crew marooned by and led by a wanted scientist by the name of Dr. Chin Bax. This revelation prompted the UNSC to send Spartan 2 super soldier Linda 058 to the planet's surface to eliminate Bax and extricate the AI matrix. Linda's heroic efforts eventually did lead to Gabriella's rescue and return, giving humanity back the opportunity to leverage her unique and vital abilities. We also have a actual graphic of the user interface for Artron's security OPCHA v1 memory matrix containment and display module, which was used at Outpost. There's probably some hidden lore in here somewhere in this image. So it'll be interesting to see what those guys can dig out of this.
Well, just browsing over it, nothing jumps out to my eye.
There is a subnet mask, which is interesting, which doesn't translate to the normal 256, the 8-bit
like I said,
IP addressing scheme.
Nothing that just totally jumps out to would be obvious.
Right.
I'm not saying there's nothing there. It's just
right. I'm sure there's something there, and someone will dig it out at some point. Unless someone in the chat knows of something that someone's already found. Maybe.
I haven't heard of anything yet.
Initialization and deployment. Following her safe return into UNSC hands, Gabriella was eventually fully initialized and deployed for Outpost Discovery, a role which she was in many ways specifically created for. Central to the function of this mobile logistics facility is the education and innovation of new recruits into the future of the UNSC. roles which include exploration, discovery, and the protection of humanity. The overarching purpose and function of this kind of facility required a highly advanced AI in order to equip and train new recruits, preparing them for the challenges and rigors of deployment on the front lines of the UNSC. So that's actually a pretty detailed background of Gabriella.
Yeah, it is. That's actually quite a bit of information.
I wonder if we're going to get a fair amount more of a lot of this stuff. I have a feeling for the creatures and some of the other vehicle things like the honeybee and the one sentinel, we'll probably see more in Infinite, I'm thinking. Gabriella, I don't know if we'll see much of her again.
Yeah, I think she's a character created for the Outpost deal only. I don't think she'll integrate into the rest of the lore outside of the Outpost. I mean, they most definitely could move her into somewhere else, but I think that's probably where she's going to stay.
I could see maybe a book mention, but
yeah,
I don't see anything in the mainline games for including her. Just my opinion on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we have the OQ-45 Honeybee. This was used in the Outpost Ring experience, and is probably something we'll see in Infinite. I have a feeling.
The way they make it sound, it does.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much everything except Gabriella that we saw in the Ring experience, I have a feeling is going to be in Infinite in some way, shape, or form. For everything from here on out, too, they also have the turnaround videos that they showcased off during some of the Outpost Discovery trailers and other things. So if you guys want the full HD videos of that, you can download them in this update. For the Honeybee's overview and operation, the Honeybee was developed in the post-war period. The Honeybee entered service in 2554 with special units assigned to the UNSC's Xenoarchaeological Survey Groups and Long-Range Commando Groups. One of the most advanced remotely operated vehicles in the UNSC inventory, the Honeybee serves as the unsung hero in both war and peace. Its advanced sensor systems are capable of detecting enemy forces both on the ground and during air combat operations, and can alternatively be tasked with cartographic scans and mineral surveys for civil and scientific missions. The Honeybee is unmanned, but they are monitored closely by human or smart AI controllers located at a distant command post. Multiple users can take advantage of the Honeybee's advanced multi-channel data link system, which allows several analysts to simultaneously use and direct the vehicle's sensors in parallel. The Honeybee is a VTOL capable or can be fast launched using a mag rail assist. For the Honeybee's construction, the Honeybee is built for speed, endurance, and low sensor profile. It is surprisingly durable as well, adapting combat-proven flight systems and materials originally developed for Misraya Armory's AV-49 WASP project. The most notable feature of the Honeybee is its large, faceted, multi-stacked ocelli sensor cluster. I'm not sure how you exactly say that. Other sensors include a LiDAR and GPR, are located below the ocelli along the bottom of the craft. The sensor cluster is the most fragile part of the drone, and even incidental damage requires extensive maintenance. The wings of the Honeybee hold small turbofans which provide lift. At the rear of the craft are two compact hybrid fusion drives which can push the drone into planetary orbit. Although not its intended use case, the Honeybee does have enough fuel to conduct limited space missions after leaving a local gravity well. And then we have a little Meet the Locals sections, which is all the wildlife. And one of these
for those of you that have read Hunters in the Dark,
yes,
you'll recognize these characters. The first one, the Sky Leviathan.
Space Whale.
Space Whale, yes. I wish they'd come up with something better for a name.
Talking about the Leviathan name or the Space Whale name?
The Sky Leviathan. It does have an actual name, which I will not butcher saying.
Ulf Mary?
Something like that, yeah. The Sky Leviathan, it was also known to the life workers as the Ulfmeri, or
Ulfmeri is what I'm going to say it is.
Ulfmeri, something like that.
Ulfmeri.
It was described as an avian
cetacean.
Cetacean. Oh, that's a new word. I get new words. And it's one of the most mysterious creatures encountered on any Forerunner installation. I can understand that. It's a floating whale.
So I just looked this up. A cetacean is a marine mammal of the order Cetacea, which is a whale, dolphin, or porpoise.
Okay. Fair enough. In many ways, their ability to defy gravity seems almost impossible given the incredible size and nature of these beasts. These gentle leviathans are as large as many Earth species of whales and bear a striking similarity to the huge aquatic mammals. But one key difference, while the whales on Earth find their dominion in the planet's oceans, these creatures are originally witnessed on Installation 00, actually grace the skies of the ancient Forge World. The biological mechanism behind their buoyancy is still a mystery to Oni scientists, though there are no shortage of curious theories. Wild speculation, imagine that.
Surprised I haven't dissected one yet.
Yeah. This is another one that I was actually really glad to see some higher quality art of. Mm-hmm. The blind wolves.
Yes.
Because I will tell you that all the previous versions I've seen of the blind wolves, they kind of had a lot to be desired.
All we've seen, I think, before this was all the stuff that they had prototyped for Halo CE before it became an Xbox title, and then what was on the cover of the book that we just read. Why am I blanking on the title?
Because I just said it. And now that you screwed me up, I can't remember it. It's all Dust's fault.
I'm sorry.
Blame him.
I'm sorry. Someone in the chat has it. So
anyway,
no one said it yet.
Known as blind wolf, the Morlath are bipedal predators with a theropoid-like anatomy.
A theropod.
Theropod. Okay.
Anatomy.
Sorry.
You're good.
Like anatomy. They appear to be something akin to Earth's ancient dinosaurs. While they have no eyes or arms, which I find funny, large fangs extend from their jaws. These deadly creatures are most often known to hunt in packs and were encountered several times on Installation 00 during Operation Farstorm.
And then
now we have the quad wings, which we've seen in Halo games
since Halo 2
ever.
Hunters in the Dark, by the way.
Yeah, Hunters in the Dark. They've been pretty common on the Halo installations.
Some in Halo 2 and Halo 3. Don't know if we saw them in Halo 5. We didn't see them in Halo 4. I'm pretty sure. But at least Halo 2 and 3.
Yeah. Trying to think. Yeah, I don't remember seeing too many flying anything in Halo 5 on Genesis.
Yeah.
Quad wings are one of the most ambiguous species of fauna that have been encountered on Forerunner installations by the UNSC, with a few individual specimens even being procured for scientific study. What scientists have found is a remarkable evidence of genetic optimization. The creatures representing one of perhaps a number of species specifically selected and adapted by life workers to play a diverse and important role within a wide range of ecosystems, helping contribute to the overall health and stability of a biodome. Quad wings are large, predator-like creatures with two sets of impressive wings flanking a narrow, muscular body. At one end of the body is the head, featuring a strong, lengthy beak and a protruding crest, often brightly colored, and the other end is a long tail that can represent over half of the quad wing's frame.
It's a big tail.
Mm-hmm. So a 4-winged pterodactyl.
And known by life workers as Rangmeho.
Rangmeho.
And then the last one we have is the stewards. I think they typoed in this here, but the steward's sentinel. These sentinels accompany the other foreigner machines in the system with their tasks using a combination of support systems and offensive weaponry. The largest constructs are classified as strato-sentinels, taking the roles of grand builders and overseeing architects of major foreigner works. Those used in military applications were often classified as weapon ships capable of being fitted with naval-scale ordnance and defensive systems.
The big boys.
Yes, some really big boys. We also have some ships that were new and kind of made their debut at Outpost Discovery. First one that they're talking about here is the CAA First Revere. It was one of nearly 100 ships that launched from Luna in 2362, igniting what would become called the Domus Diaspora, a grand exosolar colonial era of humanity. Built in the dockyards around Mars, the First Revere was one of the legendary Phoenix-class support ships, like the Spirit of Fire, 2,500 meters long and capable of transporting 11,000 colonists from the Sol system to distant reaches of the stars. Colony support ships often deployed D-20 Heron dropships to quickly establish a functional infrastructure and active presence on the surface of a new world. We also have the UNSC Fifth Winter, which is an Orion-class carrier that proved a vital asset in several naval engagements throughout the Covenant War. At the outpost, attendees and recruits were able to simulate a routine personnel transfer from the Fifth Winter to groundside rendezvous station Bravo Lima while aboard a D-77 Pelican callsign Delta 331, which was the Pelican training experience. And then there is Supplication of Purity. In 2552, near the end of the war, the Covenant SDV-class corvette named Supplication of Purity crashed on the planet Tribute. The vessel was found to be mostly intact, and as a result, several key ship compartments were salvaged by Oni. Eventually, key elements of the recovered craft were assigned to Outpost Discovery, where recruits and attendees could learn more about this incredible alien technology. Alien vessels like these were home to some of the UNSC's most perilous operations. At the outpost, attendees were able to undertake a brief exercise inside the ship in order to highlight the rigors and challenges of infiltrating a Covenant vessel, as well as serving to communicate the necessary tactics of a UNSC boarding action against a hostile enemy ship, aka the Covenant escape. And of course, we had many manufacturers or sponsors of Outpost. We have Lethbridge Industrial, Hannibal Weapon Systems, Mizraya Armory, and AMG Transport Dynamics. You can read up on a lot of these companies or industry. Why am I blanking on? I just said the term too. Manufacturers, that's it. You can read up more on these manufacturers, but some of the more notable products that each one of these has made. So Lethbridge has made the jetpack, and several of the Gen 2 Mjolnir variants, including Locust, Warmaster, and Wetwork. For Hannibal Weapon Systems, some notable products are the Mark II ADS, the Wasp, and some Mjolnir variants, the Deadeye, Gungnir, and Recruit. Mizraya Armory notable products are the MA BR-25B assault rifle, the BR-55 battle rifle, longsword interceptor / strike fighter, and the F-41 broadsword. Then AMG transports. Notable products there are the M12 LRV and FAV Warthog, and the M27 290 ULATV Mongoose, and the Faco GT. I have no idea what that is.
Me either. Ooh, maybe new vehicle for Infinite.
Maybe. Unless that's a weird typo. But yep. And of course we have the Spartans at Outpost as well. We have Hazel A302, part of a vaunted? What does that mean? Part of the vaunted Alpha Company. Hazel Alpha 302 caught the attention of Vice Admiral Danforth Whitcomb's advisor during the Battle of New Constantinople at barely 16 years old. Her deft and diverse skill set led to her conscription into the ranks of the clandestine headhunters contingent, where she racked up over a dozen confirmed kills on high-value Covenant targets, as well as the successful recovery of several key classified assets, any one of which might have spelled doom for the UNSC had they fallen or remained in enemy hands. And then we also have Owen Bravo 096. Born on the moon Eremus, Owen Bravo 096 was orphaned at a young age on Jericho 7 when his parents were killed during a Covenant attack. Owen was soon given a new purpose, however, when his candidacy into the Beta Company of Spartan 3's program was confirmed. In 2548, he was part of a UNSC defensive operation aimed at staving off a Covenant incursion on the colony of Meridian, hence Meridian Divide's cover. Setting in motion a series of events that would strongly impact the young super soldier for years to come. Events that you can catch up on in the novels Battleborn and Meridian Divide. Fun fact, the two folks that were actually cosplaying as Hazel and Owen, their appearances are actually officially canon now. So Hazel is actually a very good friend of mine. Her gamer tag is Savage Giggles. So her likeness and the person who cosplays as Owen likeness are the official likenesses of those characters within the Halo universe.
What? They're people just pretending to be Spartans?
They're actually Spartans, though. Officially. Stamp of approval. So there you go.
Cool.
Yeah. There's a couple of shout outs to Halo Canon's lore videos for Outpost, and there's several other ones in here as well. Hidden Xperia, Brendan Lowry, and Mr. Admirals also have some shout outs in here. So if you want to get a dissected view of some of the lore at Outpost, then you can check out those videos. Next article we have is ODST Slayer, which we've talked about briefly already. This is basically Slayer with modified shield and health to replicate the feeling of Halo 3 ODST's health model. And there are 2 forge maps that are used for this. Precinct by Ski Am Mechanico and 343 Industries. And then Redacted, which is a forge map by 343 Industries. And then there are 8 maps that are the built-in Halo maps, but they've been modified for ODST. So similar to how the winter ones from this last winter season had the extra Christmas lights and the icicles on them, they've done something similar with ODST. So you actually see phantoms flying overhead with spotlights, or you'll see drop pods and different lighting effects on these maps. And those maps, with the help of Knockyard on 3 of them, are Plaza, Empire, and Eden. And then 343 alone customized Coliseum, Riptide, Regret, Overgrowth, and the Rig for ODST. I'm looking forward to getting into these and trying them out. Seems like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I haven't got to play any of the forged maps. I've played on the 343 maps, but I haven't played on any of the Forged maps yet.
Yeah, it's hard to know which ones are actually weighted more or less than others, but just, I guess, gotta keep playing until we finally get through them.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to our next article, going to bring in the browser source again, and still not fixed, but I'm going to try to fix this by possibly using the streaming computer next time. But for now, this is what we got, so you'll miss my smug mug for a while. We've got quite a bit of good stuff in this community spotlight. Is there any particular place you want to start? I mean, obviously the start's obviously very good, and then the end's obviously very twittery and interesting with Snickerdoodle's final picture there.
No!
Yeah, this one is by SOEIV_jockey on Reddit. And it's some people, I guess it's his squad from Halo 3, and it's just a whole bunch of Photoshop images on characters from Halo 3 and Halo 3 ODST.
Looks like something Haas did.
I know, right? That's what it reminds me of a little bit.
If any of you follow Haas Sauced on Instagram or Twitter, you'll know what I mean.
He has, I don't know who does his Photoshops, but he streams fairly often, at least 4 or 5 times a week on Twitch. And he has someone Photoshopping his face onto different characters or images based on the game that he's playing for that night. So you'll see plenty of those Photoshopped images, and they're actually decently well done.
They're pretty good.
Yeah. Haas used to be our community manager a few years ago. So if you have a chance to check him out, it's Haas Sauced, and that is with 3 S's. So let's see. What should we...
Well, the first one's pretty cool. It's a creme de la creme.
It's Noble Team with a... Well, okay, sorry. I'll go all the way back up to the top.
Yeah, all the way back up to the top.
Yes.
This photo is done... his screenshot is done by Nuvelos. Oh, okay, there's a V there. Nuvelos. Which, this is a pretty wicked looking screenshot.
It's using cinema cameras. So I guess like the intro, outro cameras. Which, that's actually a pretty clever concept to get like the different stances for the Spartans in there. Yeah, he also has a warthog, a monitor, a couple pelicans. So yeah, that's a very interesting way to take pictures of Forge art.
Yeah, I mean, it's gives you a little different tool set, or you do with just normal theater. Because theater in Halo 5 works so well. But yeah, I like that. That's kind of got an Infinite vibe to that trailer, or to that picture.
It does. It really does. Yep. There's a Halo Helljumper soundtrack Havoc trailer music, which I listened to it. I thought it was okay. Didn't think it was anything too spectacular.
Yeah, the Noble Team shots are pretty good with the Mega Blocks. Mega Constructs.
There's a general lighting one, then a backlit one.
And then you have
Tom Jurassic
Flood Pure Form. Standing over Spartan.
More Mega Constructs down here.
Then let's see.
On to the artwork.
The Master Chief painting's kind of cool.
The
promo poster, yeah, okay. It's not my thing. The battle scene's kind of neat with the Warthog, the Brute.
Yeah, that one's really, really well done. That almost looks like oil painting. Yeah, that one's really cool. It's got that Halo Wars, Halo 3 vibe to it.
Kind of reminds me of a scene that they describe in Contact Harvest. Engineer Is it helping an ODST, it looks like?
Yeah, it looks like it. It's SFM, but yeah, I think it is kind of akin to ODST.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the engineer from ODST.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And it looks like the rookie.
Yeah.
Yep. You can see a little cryo pod cool in there, along with another ODST in the background. Got some more renders in here. Bezel VFX makes another appearance. One of the more notable ones. And if we go down, we got some pencil drawings.
Yeah, this ODST and the... I can't think of the helmet.
EVA.
Yeah, EVA helmet looked pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Did a good job on the Pelican.
Yeah. That looks like a Halo 4 or Halo 5 Pelican. And we got a Goss Hog as well.
Mm-hmm. Somebody made a birthday card for Breach with Cat on the front of it.
Yep. Air Assault. Nice
drawing of Master Chief. And then somebody molded clay and duplicated the ring section from Outpost.
I thought this was really cool.
Yeah, I think it is.
So yeah, the ring display that was in the ring experience, which would have been the first room of that experience, they had a rotating section of the Halo ring, and someone basically recreated that out of clay. And it's legit. Obviously not as super detailed, but for a clay model, it is really well done. I can't tell what this exactly is, because there is some 3D aspect of it. You can kind of see the pieces sticking out. I don't know if it's like jigsaw wood and then all the pieces are painted different colors. I mean, it looks like it could be jigsaw.
I think somebody just cut out pieces of wood and painted them and then put them on a backing. Looks really cool.
Yeah, it's a very, very interesting 3D effect doing it that way. And we've got Michael Shore, a.k.a. Thinking Feller, back doing some more Forge stuff.
And just below, it's my favorite. Cookies!
Assault rifle cookies.
And squirrels.
And squirrels. I love squirrels.
Squirrel!
Oh. Got some cosplay from Dragon Con, which is a huge cosplaying event. There's always Halo cosplay at Dragon Con.
I like the dude in the wheelchair. He's got little Oni logos on his wheels.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
It's a pretty large contingent of 405th there.
Mm-hmm.
We've got an ODST with a turret from Outpost at the Pelican Trainer.
Then we got an ODST with a spiker.
Mm-hmm. That looks like a render. And someone attempted to recreate the Halo 2 cover art.
You need to work on their foot placement there.
Yes, a little bit.
Nice try, though.
And then we've got the meme recreated.
Yep.
The meme of the guy walking with the girl and the guy is looking back at another girl. But in this instance, it's Cortana walking with I guess I'll call it a new age Master Chief. So a Halo 4, Halo 5 style Master Chief looking back at a Halo 2, Halo 3 Master Chief. So it's a fun little remake of a meme, just in Halo style.
Yeah.
We got tats.
Yeah. Got lots of tats.
Plenty of tattoos.
I tell you what, you've got some gumption to put a Guardian on your back.
Yeah, especially one that's that prominent.
Uh-huh.
Looking at some of his other tattoos he has, that doesn't surprise me.
No, I mean, it's totally up to you guys yourself to do that, but yeah, no. I like Halo, not that much.
Right. If I ever got a tattoo, it'd be a small one. Not that big. We got some videos, some clip montages, and a French machinima, which I'm curious to watch. I'm not sure if I'll watch it. I'm guessing it's probably all in French, so I wouldn't understand a single word of it, but...
Can you think?
And then we've got tweets. And tweets is always filled with random stuff, whether it's screenshots, clips, forge art, renders, all that kind of stuff. I like the one where it's also recreating the meme of the woman like making an argument, yelling at something, and then there's the cat that has the weird like face to it. So it's like the meme's called Two Women Yelling at a Cat, and it's redrawn with the librarian, favor of will and might, and the didact. I think that one's just funny. We got 2 memes recreated to be Halo memes this week. Some more SFMs, 3D printed pistol, and then we're back to the bottom.
Yep.
So yeah.
Lots of good stuff in there.
Indeed. I'm back. There's my mug. Unsightly, I know. Last article we have is the birthday bulletin. So we've had quite a few Halo birthdays this past week. On the 19th, we had Halo Reach turning 7 years old.
Mm-hmm.
It's reached the magical number 7. And then on the 22nd, we had Halo 3 ODST turning 10. And just yesterday, on the 25th, we had Halo 3 turning 12 years old. So 3 Halo games in a matter of a week. We got birthdays for each one. So, yeah.
Well, it kind of happens that way when they release them all the same week.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
It's like it was planned or something.
No, it couldn't have been.
And they're like 3 years apart. Imagine that.
Until this latest season of, hey, we're waiting 5 years.
Well,
which I don't blame them.
From what we've seen so far, I think it's going to be worth it.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So in this update, first up is a little bit on the Halo Insider for the next PvP flight coming out to Xbox. They had a stream yesterday, actually, with Postums and Dursky during the 343 social stream, showing off a build of PvP on Reach on the Xbox. They have addressed a lot of the memory issues to actually get it to work on Xbox, which means PvP fighting should happen here pretty soon. No dates as of yet, but it should be something relatively soon. Postums gives us a little bit of an update here. The goal for this flight is to validate Halo Reach multiplayer networking through matchmaking flow and during gameplay. There is going to be a combination of social and competitive games for this flight. There's going to be 2v2 matchmaking, which will include Countdown, Powerhouse, and Zealot for Slayer. There's going to be 4v4 matchmaking, which will include the maps Countdown, Powerhouse, Zealot, and Tempest, including the game types Slayer, Flag and Bomb, Zone Control, Asset Denial, and Action Sack. And then there will be 8v8 matchmaking, which includes the maps Tempest, Breakpoint, Ridgeline, on the game mode Slayer, Flag and Bomb, Zone Control, and Asset Denial. For competitive games, they're going to have 2 ranked playlists. Reach Team Hardcore, which is going to be Slayer and Capture the Flag on Countdown and Zealot, and Invasion on Breakpoint. I'm hoping with as many different social game and competitive game options that there's going to be lots of flight participants.
I hope.
Like lots of flight participants. Please, 343. Please.
I'm waiting for my invite still.
Me too. There actually have been weekly flighting updates, which I don't know how I've missed that before, but it's over on the Waypoint forums if you would like to go over there and check those out. This is pretty much a high overview of everything that's been summing up to where we are now, and if you want some more info, you can also check out the VOD of the social stream from yesterday, which would have been September 25th. We also have the Halo 5 Guardians calendar, which we went over with a little bit earlier. And Halo 5 Guardians is going to be part of the Project xCloud preview. Yes, Project xCloud is actually looking for a myriad of people to participate in a public preview program for Project xCloud, and Halo 5 Guardians will be one of the games to join that lineup, along with
the funny thing is they actually said that it would be launching for your personal consoles next month.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently that's changed. Yeah. By the way, thanks Microsoft for almost giving me coronary. I saw that I started reading through the email and Halo 5 Guardians. What? Oh, it's xCloud. But I still signed up.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure a lot of people signed up.
I'll be interested to try it.
It was going to be, looks like Halo 5 Guardians, Gears 5, Killer Instinct, and Sea of Thieves will be part of the xCloud public preview.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to sign up, you can head on over to xbox.com/xbox-game-streaming for anyone that is in the US and the UK. And if you're in Korea, which I'd be surprised if we have Korean listeners, but if you're in Korea, you can go to xcloud.t-event.co.kr.
And if you're in Korea and you're listening to us, thank you.
Yes, and please let us know. Because I don't know if we've ever had anyone from Korea reach out to us regarding the podcast before. And it would be interesting to see who's out there. On the HCS side of things, DreamHack Atlanta is the next HCS Grassroots partnered Halo tournament. It's going to be taking place November 15th through the 17th as part of the DreamHack Halo series. There's going to be some online qualifiers hosted by UGC starting on October 12th. You can learn more about the qualifiers as well as register for them going to aka.ms/UGC Halo DHATL. There's a Microsoft Store event happening this Sunday as well. It's going to be a Halo 5 2v2 on September 29th. And the tournaments start at 1 p.m. local time. To look at your store schedule and register ahead of time, you can go to smash.gg/MRS Halo. We already talked about some of the Halo gear, but again, just a reminder, Halo Oblivion is out now, and Halo Battleborn Meridian Divide comes out on Tuesday next week. You can order both of those off Amazon by going to podtacular.com/Oblivion or podtacular.com/Meridian Divide. And we've got a few radar blips that we haven't touched on yet. The audio team is doing some more field recordings, and they post onto the Instagram about once a month or so. But if you're interested in some of the field recordings that they're doing, you can follow the Halo Instagram account and get some interesting viewpoints into some of the audio sounds that are being recorded for Infinite. The Halo subreddit has surpassed 300,000 followers to the subreddit. That's a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
So congrats on the 300K. That's impressive. And it wouldn't be a Halo 3 birthday without having some high quality Halo 3 artwork.
Yeah, it's some good looking art here. It's kind of like a watercolor of Chief and the Arbiter.
Pretty much. This is one of those promo art pieces that they used during Halo 3.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. So that's it for the Waypoint articles that we have for this week. The social streams that have been on for the past couple of weeks did mention that on Wednesday we had Postums and Dursky talking about the Halo Reach flight that will be coming to Xbox. The week before that, we had Sam and Michael Shore, who is the Forge lead for Halo Infinite, on the stream. Two fun facts. Michael Shore was actually on my Forge panel in Anaheim. We got to talk a lot about Forge there. And turns out he's a rock star. He was the drummer for Death Cab for Cutie for 3 years.
Really?
Yeah. So, literally got to sit by a rock star, and I didn't even know it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's crazy how that works out sometimes, isn't it?
It is. It really is. So you can check out both of those VODs over on the Halo Mixer channel. Some notable tweets. We have the Toronto Halo Tournament, which is the North Halo CE 24-hour LAN. This is going to be taking place on October 5th in Toronto, obviously. And there is more details over on The looks like GT Halo is the Twitter account that is hosting it, and there is more information about it. There's a link, but if you just find HCS's Twitter, they made a tweet about it. And yep, it's being hosted by the Greater Toronto Halo community organizer. We also have a couple of Today in Halos. On September 19th, 2552, while being pursued by Covenant forces, the UNSC Pillar of Autumn arrives at Installation 04. The discovery of this Halo ring, along with the awakening of the Master Chief, kickstarts the events of Halo Combat Evolved. We also have on the 20th of September 2552, the ODSTs of Fireteam Raven assist First Lieutenant McKay and the ODST battalion's efforts to take back the Pillar of Autumn from the Covenant on Installation 04, securing weapons, vehicles, and other materiel before transporting them back to Alpha Base. A little bit Today in Halo for you. We've got some community updates. Did not have a chance to get around to the projects for this week because there's a lot of projects to get updated, including new ones, which I need to do some research on. For Play Griffball, there's actually some Griffball tournaments happening with some prize pool money associated with them. Believe it or not. So there is 3 tournaments going to be taking place over the course of October. Each tournament will have a prize pool of $100. These tournaments are intended to give the community an opportunity to play the new Offense, Defense, and Scorefest variants that's going to be coming to Halo 3 Griffball, as well as the normal Griffball variant. They're going to be taking some of the feedback during this tournament and incorporating them into the upcoming AGLA season. For the tournament outline, signups are going to take place in the Play Griffball Discord. The signups are going to be open each Sunday for the week of the tournament in the events discussion channel. So there are going to be first 16 people to sign up will be able to participate in each tournament. The teams will be randomized based on the players that sign up. There's going to be a round robin for the teams. Each team will play 3 games each for defense, for offense, defense, and scorefest variants. A win will result in 3 points, a tie will result in 1, and a loss will result in 0 points for the team. 2 teams with the highest point total will move on to the final round for a 1-game winner-takes-all match. All games are going to be neutral hosted.
Fun.
Yep. So the tournament schedule. September 22nd, signups for the Offense Defense Tournament open. September 24th, the Late League featuring Offense Defense game type takes place at 9, I guess that's PM, even though they don't specify, Eastern. And September 25th will be the Offense Defense game mode tournament at 9 PM. So I guess that one's already happened, technically. Next one's going to be Scorefest, which will be having signups open on the 29th of September. Late League featuring the game type will be 9 PM on October 2nd. October 3rd will be the actual tournament. And then the classic Griffball game mode, which is 1st to 5. October 6th is going to be signups. October 8th will be, they have the tournament listed before the Late League. I think they have those mixed up. I'm going to ask Rage about this because I think there's some typos in this article. 8th is probably going to be the Late League featuring the game type, and then the 9th will be the tournament, would be my guess. After that, on October 11th, AGLA signups will open for the next AGLA season. So if you're wanting to hop into some Griffball action, there is plenty of opportunity to do so, and there's even some money to go for it.
Cool.
Yep. On the Forge Hub front, they posted a little bit of an Outpost Discovery Roundup and posted some new information regarding Halo Infinite Forge, which we actually got to talk to Michael Shore about after our panel was done. Forge is getting undo and redo buttons in Infinite.
Nice.
A long requested feature finally coming to Forge.
And I wonder how much of that's a result of the redesign of the engine.
I'm sure that's played a significant part.
I'm wondering how much of that is the reason it hasn't showed up was the engine's limitations.
That would not surprise me.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, but they have never said why they didn't do it, especially with his latest iteration of Forge.
Yeah. They changed a lot in Halo 5, but they're still relying on the original Blam engine, kind of underscoring a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. We also have HCS Pro Talks next week's topic. They're going to be asking, what are your rituals and habits to getting in or preparing for games in Halo, or just to compete? So what are your, just like, either pre-tournament or pre-hopping into matchmaking rituals for Halo? So if you want to participate in that discussion, head on over to their Discord or respond to their Facebook or Twitter posts on the topic for next week.
Mine is turn on the Xbox.
That sounds like a pretty essential one.
Yeah. Of course, I don't compete in tournaments, so.
Mm-hmm.
The old knuckle crack.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, that's pretty much it. We don't have anything topic-wise to talk tonight, but we are going to be introducing topics again into the show rotation. So we'll be posting a topic for next week, which we're going to start the debate of, should Sprint be in Halo?
Really?
Yes.
You going to start with that one?
Yes. Unless you have a better idea. I haven't made any tweets yet or anything.
Do we really want to poke the bear right now?
I mean, we can save it for later. Unless you got another one that you want to talk about.
I'm sure there's something else. I just don't know right off the top of my head.
Well,
I think, I don't know. I'll have to talk to you off the air about this one.
If you see a poll on Saturday regarding Sprint, then that's what we'll talk about. If not, whatever we decide to put the poll on for Saturday will be what we talk about for next week's episode. Stay tuned. By the time you hear this podcast come out, there will most likely be the topic.
There'll be some type of decision.
Right. There'll be the topic discussion for next week. And you'll be able to reply to us either via Discord, Twitter, Facebook, and we'll be taking comments in all of those different forms. Next week, we're also going to be doing a small excerpt from Halo Evolutions. So we're going to do Blunt Instruments, which is about 30 pages within the book. So do a little short story to talk about next week too. Get that rolling in. We're also going to have a poll for what main book I'm going to read next. And that will be either Broken Circle or Silent Storm. Broken Circle being the oldest book I haven't read. Silent Storm being a little bit more relevant with Oblivion just being released.
You do realize if we do Silent Storm, then you're going to need to get off your butt and read Oblivion.
I do realize that. That I do realize.
Okay.
Because that's going to be the one that comes right after. If I start Silent Storm, basically we're just going to read both of those books. So that's it for the show tonight. Unless you got anything else?
No, I don't have anything else. I hear my bed calling my name.
Me as well. So thanks everyone for tuning in. We are going to be, again, entering into a more repeatable framework of a show format, which involves all the topics. We'll be looking at getting guests on as well. There are several guests regarding Halo Outposts that we want to get on. We're still going to be interspersing Outposts related stuff, but it's not going to be all Outpost targeted. It's just going to be things because of how Outposts happen. So we'll have a post-mortem probably with John Friend and DJ at some point. There's the one guy that I talked to who tried to attempt the Pelican training solo, which I need to reach out to him and try to get him on. Also, Jessa Birdie has voiced interest in actually coming on the show. So we're going to try to find an opportunity for her to come on as well. And we might try to nab a couple other 343 folks, maybe post some to talk about flighting stuff, or who knows who else we'll try to get on. And we're going to have a couple of opportunities for the community to participate in discussions as well. So stay tuned. If you are looking for anyone in particular who you would like to see on the show, please let us know. Reach out to us on Twitter or Discord. And also, if there's any topics you want us to talk about, feel free to let us know as well. We are looking for any and all kind of feedback and input on that. With that said, you can find us on social media. We are on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You can also hop into our Discord and join the discussions over there. We also have our streaming platforms, which is Twitch, Mixer, and YouTube. We stream our podcasts every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We have our Fraggin' Fridays hosted by GT starting at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I have achievement streams that I do on Sunday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And at some point, we'll probably have that streaming schedule interspersed with the Podtacular Halo Bowl team trying to start practicing and getting that back rolling again because we don't want to get steamrolled.
Oh, they're actually going to try to practice?
Yes. We don't want to get steamrolled next year like we did this year. Or the year
before.
Prior.
Or the year before.
We actually did well the first year. The last couple of years, not so much.
Oh, you mean year 2? You didn't get steamrolled? Then you had year 2.5?
2.5 and 3 we got steamrolled. 1 and I don't think we got steamrolled on 2, but 1 we did pretty well, I think. 1 and 2 were fine. 2.5 and 3, just no.
Well, all I got to say is I look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow night for Fraggin' Fridays. And if you would like to give me a follow, you can find me on Twitter at Godzilla Todd, or you can find me on Mixer at Godzilla Todd.
Cool. And if you want to check out my streams, which I've been streaming some Borderlands with coworkers and actually streamed a Mega Constructs build with the wife on Wednesday. You can find me over at Duststorm pretty much everywhere. Except Facebook, it's Duststorm117. That's going to wrap it up for us tonight. Looking forward to getting back into the regular swing of things for next week. Until then, no Aircuboo, no MySpace. No MySpace.
Not for any of us.
All right. Until next week or until tomorrow. See you guys. Keep on fragging them trucks.